get myself organized, wait for a couple people to roll in, and then we'll get to it. Good morning, Cavs. Good morning, Corey. Happy Thursday. We almost made it through the week, everybody. I have been studying hard. Based on yesterday's conversation, I got so much learning to do, you guys. So thank you for provoking my thoughts. What up, Ray? Happy Thursday, you guys. Thanks so much for hanging out. I'm just getting myself set up and we're going to get to it. I just need 1 second. Just getting myself organized, you guys. Good morning, Brian. Thank you for hanging out. Happy Thursday, everybody. All right, so I have been doing quite a bit of, wouldn't call it work, but trying to figure things out in the grow tent in terms of water, nutrients, ppm, like all that kind of stuff that we were talking about yesterday. I really have to learn it if I'm going to better myself and my garden. So I'm just gonna get myself organized here. Alright, just give me 1 second, everybody. Alright, I'm back. Alright, also you guys will probably notice the fan behind me is oscillating. I figured it out. Also on your short with the bee, I left you information about Perlane you might find useful. Thank you so much. I saw that. I just saw like the thumbnail of the comment, so I didn't get to read the whole thing, but thank you so much, Caps, for taking the time. Also about the bacterial, I forget what it's called already. I gotta look into that too. There's so much. So hang on a second. Cavs, you left me a comment with a recipe for what Yellow Skunk Farms was talking about on Let's Be Buds. He was talking about bacteria, lab lactic acid bacteria. Does that play into what we were talking about yesterday with regards to having microbes for organic fertilizer? Because if that's the case, now it's kind of all starting to click. So yeah, I've been looking for information on everything. Nutrients, what's the difference between synthetic and organic? How do they both work? A probiotic for plants. So I guess it doesn't matter what nutrients you're using, plants require that regardless, or it's beneficial to them regardless, depending on, I guess, how much you use it. Really just, now I'm in a whole new learning curve, you guys. My brain is fried. So, again, I watched a bunch of stuff on YouTube yesterday, this morning, and this is the part that gets me, okay? So let me backtrack for a second. Okay, I don't need to charge my phone. All right, let me backtrack. So these are the nutrients I use, the grow and the bloom. The whole time I've been using them, I thought they were synthetic. Honestly, I forget why I changed my mind. I really forget what happened, but somebody corrected me and said, no, it's the organic line. And rather than fact checking it or researching it for myself, I just agreed and went with, okay, that makes sense because it's so messy, it goes up my lines, it's very viscous, feels like there's a lot of organic crap in there. And so then I started calling it organic. And you know, when I talk to people that are in the I guess the field or the industry or whatever you want to call it, the gardening space, I mean, I'm pretty vocal about the nutrients that I use, and no one has corrected me when I started calling it organic. So this whole time I thought it was organic until yesterday's conversation on the live. You guys were kind of questioning, like, are you sure? And no, I'm not sure is the answer. So I went on the GH website to try to understand what the F this fertilizer is. So while this line is the completely synthetic line, the Flora Nova series, so the one I use, which is not the same if I don't show you guys the bottles. So these ones, on their website, they claim, or they're saying, that it's actually a hybrid. It's an organic mineral hybrid. So what that means is, or what, at least what I gathered, my learnings from yesterday's research, were that, I'm just gonna clean my pH pen while we talk. Yesterday's learnings were that what that means when it's a hybrid, the nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, those are all synthetic. And then there are some organic additives, whether it's like, I don't know, kelp or other things that are gonna help increase, I don't know what it would help with, but anyway, so my question is, so because that makes sense. So we were talking about yesterday if I use syntheganic, I guess, is that a word? I don't even know. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, it's the NPK is synthetic, and that's what allows you to use it without pairing it along with the microbes. So what I've learned, and here's the thing is, you guys probably have this, I'm going to repeat it and reiterate it because that's what helps me retain this information. So if the NPK is synthetic, it doesn't need, or the source of the NPK is synthetic, you don't need microbes because it's already readily available for the plants to uptake. But if you have organic nutrients, you need to add the microbes. And not only do you need to add microbes to feed the nutrients or to make it more available, to make it available for your plants to uptake, but what I was reading online is that you actually also have to culture it. So you can't just add in your nutrients and your microbes. You have to you have to culture it. So you have to add your water, your nutrients, your microbes, and allow that to run before you even add your plants in, so that by the time you add your plants in, everything's readily available for your plants. So that's why mine, I guess I've had such a hard time, I don't know what to call it. So now I know my nutrients is a hybrid, and it doesn't require microbes. I tried finding it online, like, does that line require that to make the nutrients more available? And because the NPK is synthetic and it's the other stuff that they add in that's organic, it's not necessary. The nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium are already available for the plant to uptake. So that's what I learned yesterday. I learned that if I do want to use organic fertilizer, which I have organic water-soluble powdered fertilizer, which I can dissolve, and I've spoken directly with the nutrient company, say yes, it's water-soluble, and yes, we've created it for hydro and aeroponic systems. I didn't realize that it also requires those microbes to kind of complete the process, because you're only half of the process if you're just adding in the organic nutrients. It needs another component in order to complete its job or to be available for the plants. So now I'm like, holy, I should have researched this months ago because I've been using this crap. It's not crap, I'm just kidding. I've been using this nutrients this whole time, and it's clogging the crap out of my system. Like, this whole time I could have been using this line, which is not a hybrid, it's 100% synthetic. And the only thing is, so calves, I know, I agree with you that the plants don't know the difference. NPK is NPK, and as long as it's available for them to uptake, they don't care where the source is derived from. However, my body cares, and I'm trying to make things as natural as possible. But if I'm already using, and the thing, what I was reading online today was for the people that do use organics with microbes, it just smells horrible, absolutely horrible, and apparently it just like stinks up the whole grow room. And I mean, I don't care too much about that, but I guess it's something to consider. So there's a lot to consider, and there's a lot to fix, but now I feel like the world is my oyster. I could pick any nutrients I want at this rate. Like, if I'm not concerned about what's natural or not, it doesn't matter. I could just use anything I want. So I'm pretty excited. That's why KNF, Korean natural farming methods, might help you achieve your goal. I'm gonna have to look into that. Well, I've never heard of that. Korean natural farming methods. Look it up. I prepared myself too. I brought my other phone down. But yeah, so there's a lot of ways we can level up in this garden. Korean natural farming. So my whole afternoon is going to be trying to educate myself. So now that I kind of just understand the basics, like the difference between different fertilizers, so organic versus synthetic, and how each works, or how you would implement each in your system, now I need to understand like more in detail about what each plant requires and what allows it to thrive. Everyone has to learn what's best for them, absolutely. You'd be better off running salt base. I'd have to look that up too. Best way is to try it and see what works best for you. That's been my whole learning experience, calves, is just trial and error and learning what works best. Is it money laundering? No, food growing. That's what Yellow Skunk is using, Korean natural farming methods. Korean natural farming is an organic agricultural method that takes advantage of indigenous microorganisms, bacteria, fungi, nematodes, and protozoa to produce rich soil that yields high output without the use of herbicides or pesticides. Very, very cool. Yeah, so Gonna have to look into that and learn more, you guys. Again, I really appreciate you guys commenting and participating in the chat. You guys don't realize how much it helps me learn. For every question you guys have asked, or even every piece of constructive criticism, I never take it the wrong way. I always appreciate it, even if I initially take it a little personally. It's just because I'm a big baby. Oh, she uses Google once in a while. Sometimes I use Google. Usually I just, like I said, throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. All morning. So I've been up on and off. I'm just a plant geek. I love it. One day I will be more of a, right now I'm a surface level plant geek. I could talk about all the surface level stuff about plants, but if we're talking like nitty gritty, like getting into it and talking about all this stuff, then I'm just a wannabe plant geek, but I'll get there. Good morning, Jay. Thanks for hanging out. Don't be too hard on yourself though. Level up, sure, but your bounties are already great. Yes, it's, you know what? I'm so hard on myself. That's just who I am. But it helps me hold myself accountable to not remain stagnant. So, you know, actually, it was you that question. Had you never asked that question, I probably would have never gone and researched it. So there are certain things where I am hard on myself because it's like, girl, you've got this whole setup and you can't just type something quick into Google so it'll save you some time, money. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's like, what are you doing? You're just backwards. So doing the best I can. But again, I appreciate the questions and the comments, because that is what is to help me learn. You're doing better than I did when I started off. I will take that as a freaking compliment. Thank you so much, Cavs. Yeah, I do have to give myself credit. I think I'm doing a great job, but there's always room for improvement. Even if you're the best at what you do, there's always room for improvement. You just got to figure out what that is, how that can be achieved. So this morning, and also it takes time, right? You have to invest time. So this morning I invested several hours. I still haven't stopped. My system is circulating. I'm trying to get my nutrients and my pH and my water temperature all at once on track. So since I don't have a water, somebody suggested in the chat a while back, just use some frozen water bottles and you could figure it out. So that's what I've been doing. I have a supply of frozen water bottles in my freezer. I pull them out of the freezer, put 2 in my res, let it cool down the water while it circulates, and I just interchange it with the next frozen one and that one thaws. So we're trying to get, so right now my water temperature is higher than it's ever been. And that's because I introduced my dehumidifier as well as increased my lights. So now I'm like, shit, I need an air conditioner in here. So the ambient temperature is obviously affecting the water temperature. Now my water temperature is 24 degrees Celsius and it should be 21. So that is something I'm trying to work on. I'm also trying to lower my pH. We're at 6.5. This morning I started at 7. Now I'm down to 6.5. I'm trying not to use pH down if I can help it. Also, I have a question for you guys. Does anybody know, what is this orange? Is this food coloring that they put it, or a colorant? Because the pH down is orange and the pH up is blue. Is it like artificial coloring? What is this crap they put in there? Is it just for the consumer? It should be clear. I'm just curious. But I try not to use pH down or up. I also have the powdered packages that are just water soluble. You mix it with water. So yeah, I've been trying to get familiar with monitoring my EC, my ppm. I also spent maybe a couple hours trying to find videos yesterday on, we were talking about, I don't know if you'd call it flushing my system, but cleaning out my res and like putting in and replacing it with like fresh water. And so I was trying to find information on what people do with Dutch bucket systems. What do they do with the recirculating system? And a lot of people do what I've been doing. They just replenish with just water to fill the system, and then they add their nutrients in. Whereas I see a lot of you growers, you guys mix your water and your nutrients. You check the EC, ppm, pH, all that stuff, and then you add that into your reservoir. Whereas I do the reverse. I add in water, then my nutrients. And in order to get an accurate reading of pH, ppm, or EC, I've actually been letting my system circulate now for the last hour, just so that the water in the res is like really incorporated with everything that was, it's just been recirculated properly so that I can get an accurate reading. And so I've been working on that, and we're gonna check and see where we're at, but I just gathered some info. So I think because I have a couple of different growth stages per system, I think that target EC should be, today's live is just me thinking out loud, you guys. That's literally what it is. All right, so we're in flowering between 1.5 and 4. So right now, this morning I was at like, I don't know, it was like 1200. It was like way too low. We're gonna see, I've added in some nutrients and stuff, so we're gonna see where we're at now. But if it's between 1.5 and 4 for flowering, I've got two things that aren't, well, actually everything in these buckets are flowering, so I guess I just got to bring that up. And then as for the pH, pH is 6, so we're going to check it in a second, see where we're at. I know my water temperature isn't good yet because it's too hot in here, but calves, how can I tell? I think it's 500. Is it based on the, I guess it's based on the meter you're using, right? This is the first grow where I'm even using a ppm meter or an EC meter. I've never been checked it before. I'm not, I just don't know what the F I'm doing, you guys. Just doing the best we can, flying by the seat of my pants. All right, so how can I tell? If I turn it on, I mean, I feel like it would be 500. How do you know? Guess, would I just like stick it in the water and do a test and see? So right now, this morning, my ppm was, let me see here. I'm actually just gonna get my pH pen too. We're gonna check it and see where we're at. Okie dokie. See, here's my problem, is because I'm low on water and I let the system circulate for like an hour, now the water level is low again, and so now I'm gonna need to add more water in and then add more nutrients in, and then it's gonna F up everything I just did this morning. You see my problem? So I understand the benefits of mixing your nutrients first and then adding it to your reservoir. But what I read online is with a recirculating system, you're better off not doing that and adding water first to get an accurate reading of what it would be once it's circulating in the system. So I don't freaking know, you guys. It's like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? What do I do? Like, which one is the best way? Help me! I think I need to recalibrate my pH pen or something. taking a little bit of time. That makes no sense. My pH, okay, I gotta calibrate the pen. Now the pH at like 3.8. I don't know how that makes sense when it was just at 7. We got problems, you guys. I haven't calibrated my pen in a while, so. So EC is 800 or 1800. How can I tell if it's on a 500 scale or a 700 scale? Good morning, Let's Be Buds, or good afternoon. The rooster, LOL. What up, Bernie? Good morning. Thanks for hanging out. What's up, Grow Shack Kev? Oh, thank you so much. Gotta be one of the most beautiful and diverse gardens. Thank you so much for saying that. I appreciate it. It is definitely a challenge, that's for sure. I'm going through a little bit of a learning curve right now, and it's kind of stressful. It takes away from enjoying the garden. I don't trust pH pen. Nobody ever stores them correctly. I mean, I try to. It says that you have to put a bit of the cleaning solution in the cap, shut it, and store it that way, so I do. Keep the probes moist as much as possible. It will ensure more accurate reading. Yeah, so that I do. It says just add a little bit of the cleaning solution. But what I also do have is I have the Fluval. It's for an aquarium, but they're actually really good. The pH testing drops. Those are great. You take a sample of your water and then you add the drops in, and then you just compare it on the color scale and it tells you what your level is. So I will probably do that, but it's okay if my pH is too low because now I got to add more water in, so it's going to go up anyways, so it's all good. But does that mean that, no, that doesn't make sense. I was going to say, does that mean, because my pH was so high and then I add in nutrients and it remained high and now it just dropped, does that have anything to do with the plants uptaking it? They can't uptake that quickly, can they? I always use test strips for backup. Oh boy. I gotta get some, well, I can use the drops and see. Good morning, Palmetto. Maybe we'll do that. I haven't used them in a while, so I forget how to use it, but. All right, well, we're gonna figure that out. In the meantime, I will take you guys for a little bit of a tent tour, and I should probably get myself maybe a better pH pen. I picked this one up. The reviews were fine. It says it's accurate, but I know they're all different, and it also depends on the user, how they store it, how they use it, how often you calibrate it. It's fluctuating because you're pouring it into a running system. Hasholio, that's why I let the system circulate for over an hour prior to checking, because I assume that if the water is currently recirculating, I should get a general idea, right? So if it's hovering around 3, it's pH pens are all junk. pH meters. $10 for general hydroponics pH droppers, last forever. A para. I'll have to look that up. I know I could get like an actual meter. It's just when I first started, it was more of like a cost thing for me. I didn't see the value. I thought of, okay, I could just get the testing drops or something else. I'd rather spend money elsewhere. Turn the system off, mix nutrients in the reservoir. That's what I do normally, but there's remaining water in each bucket. So as soon as you turn it back on, whatever you just measured is inaccurate. You're not getting an accurate reading because now it's recirculated with the old water. And so that's what I was trying to figure out yesterday, is how do people do it with recirculating systems? And I saw some people, they use like a siphon to get the water out of each bucket. But the thing is, with them, they had like a small conduit pipe, or like a small pipe as their return. For me, I have like this column where I can't get a siphon in there to get the water out. Professional use Blue Lab. That's all I hear about is Blue Lab. I didn't want to spend $300 on a meter. I don't even know what I'm doing. I just couldn't. And it's like, yes, I know I have this up and it's quite a extravagant setup, and I don't want to get a $300 pH meter, but you got to choose what you invest in, and those drops are tried and true. pH meter is useless unless you calibrate it every use. Hasholio, I've heard that sometimes, and then eventually it just wears out. The probe wears out. It doesn't matter if you calibrate it or not. Hey Les, hope everything is good and you can see. Apera. I guess Apera is a more affordable. What's up, Nivrity? Thank you for joining. Happy Thursday. So yeah, I get a little overwhelmed when it comes to this stuff. Just because I don't know. I'm very much like, give me the specific instruction and I will. Don't make me try to come to my own conclusions. I don't trust myself, especially when I don't know what I'm doing. But that's very much what this is. It's like, do what works best for you. And I don't know what works best for me. I guess I have to try. And I guess I'm scared to screw stuff up. Like because I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You get shriveled up leaves or whatever, and then you just get things back on track. So it's not that deep. It's just plants. I gotta chill the F out and have more fun with it. But I do stress myself out, especially what's perpetuates is the electric bill. It's not like it's gonna break the bank, but you know, over time it does add up. The cost of living is increasing every day, and so I want to keep my costs down as low as possible, and in order to achieve that, I've got to become more productive. Somewhere out there is a there is a bunny who is like, who the hell is Bernie? Oh well. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. You see, you guys, I laugh at stupid shit like that. How am I ever gonna figure out all this stuff? Professional facilities calibrate every day. It's not worth it for a home grower. Oh, Hasholio, check it out. The fan is oscillating. I figured it out. So it's this switch on it that says speed or swing. So I thought if you flip the switch, it's to make it swing. But no, it's the stupid strings at the bottom of the... I couldn't figure it out. I read the little pamphlet that came with it. It didn't say anything about how to turn the oscillating function on. And then this morning I was like, I wonder what this string does. And I just pulled on it and it started oscillating. And then it reminded me, like, in elementary school, we had fans like that with a string. I should have known. All right, well, I'll get my testing drops and we'll test it. You just need to get the pH close to the plant roots and it will take care of it. But I think with I think my challenge is with a recirculating system, it's always changing. Thank you so much, Fred. Appreciate you saying that. I really, really do. And I'm not saying I'm not doing great. I am doing great. I know I'm doing great, but I can even do better. And so that's my goal is you know that quote of like, you should always try to be better or even 1% better than you were yesterday. Like, that's very much my attitude on life. Today, I have to, in some way, whether it's be kinder, be more productive, be whatever, I gotta be better than I was yesterday. And so the main thing that's consuming my mind right now is all the stuff that we talked about in yesterday's live. And so I'm like, all right, that's what I'm gonna choose to improve on, so that today I can be better at that than I was yesterday. And I've already achieved it. Like, I did a little bit of research, which we all know I don't love to do, but I did it. And I actually learned stuff that I should have known for a while now, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Don't call him lower class, Hasholio. I'm just kidding. Your garden looked great. Thank you so much for saying this. Yeah, I just want to keep it that way. What I've noticed is I had a period of time where my garden was looking so good, and then all of a sudden everything started changing, and it's because growth stage, as they go through the growth stage, their needs change and evolve. You have to keep up with the plant, not have the plant keep up with you. And that's, I was like, oh, great, I have the garden, great, everything's, now I could just sit back and enjoy, but that's not the case at all. You have to keep going and keep going. Every time you sit and relax, something gets screwed up. So never sit and relax in your garden, ever. You always have to be on it. There should be 2 strings. There are 2 strings indeed, Hasholio. I'm wrong about the roots. Hydroponic is different. So setup, air roots, etc. What up, Crow? Good morning. Happy Thursday. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. You guys are probably bored from this conversation, but I'm just honestly, the reason why I'm iterating it is A, nobody else wants to talk about plants, and so this is the best outlet for me. And B, the more I reiterate things and the more I talk about it, the more I retain it. A lot of these things I do a quick Google search or whatever. I just don't retain it because I can't talk about it or discuss it. And I'm very somebody where the more I discuss things, the more I retain it, and it really sticks with me. Always keep your plants guessing. Keep them on their toes. In a recirculating system, we change nutrients every week starting at 5.8. By the end of the week, if your plant's healthy, you should be up to 6.2. Reset it to 5.8. That's a great reference point. Thank you so much, Hasholio. Hope everyone's having a great day. What's up, main dad? Good afternoon. Oh no, my exhaust broke in half? I mean, how does that happen? I'm sorry that happened. Sending you positive vibes. My wife is sick of hearing about plants. Yeah, pretty much everybody in my life is sick of it. And there are some people that are kinder than others where I know that they're sick of it, but they're just not saying it because they're trying to be nice. But if you guys are watching, you know who you are. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so that's the thing, is it just helps me retain stuff, and that's why I love the Discord, and I love going back and forth about this kind of stuff. It truly helps me learn. So thank you guys for bearing with me. 45 minutes in. Wow, we're just getting to the tent tour now. I can talk. I'm like, why are there a lot of people around today? And it's because I just won't shut up. Picked up another goose at Goodwill for $5. Damn, I need to hit me up a Goodwill and go get myself another like grow tent or greenhouse or something else to stress myself out with, you know? My wife won't let me show her my garden anymore. Oh, Bernie, my thoughts are with you. You could talk about your garden all you want, and if you even work from home one day, hop on a live with me and show us all your garden. We'd be happy to see it and talk about it. I just picked up, oh, I just already read that. I do that all the time, you guys. I'm always rereading. She said she knows way more about plants than she wanted to. Honestly, that's like, I'm telling you guys, I have this one friend. bless her, because she's trying to relate and she's trying her best to like support what I'm doing, but she just doesn't get it. She keeps talking about this one time she tried to grow a cucumber plant, and I'm like, will you take your cucumber and shove it? Mine, but you know what I mean. Because it's like, I don't care, it's different, okay? This is much more complex. Look at my freaking garden. Like, nobody cares about your stupid one cucumber plant that you tried to grow in your whole life. Just kidding. I'm a grower. I should appreciate people who try to grow. I'm totally kidding. But inside, like deep in the depths of my soul, that's how I feel. All right, guys. So we've got our seedlings here. I'm still trying to clone these. They're still not dead, so there's still hope. And actually, Bernie, you know what you should show her? If she is more like into goth stuff, I handle is the Gothic Gardener. She's incredible. She grows, so she's all gothic, her aesthetic and her style, and it's so cool. Her garden, everything she grows is gothic inspired. Black basil, black tomatoes, black roses, like anything that's gothic, she's got it. And she makes it just look, even though it's a beautiful, thriving plant, she has a way of making it look morbid. And gothic, like people that are into that style, love that. So you should absolutely check her out. Show that to your wife, if that's what you're suggesting, that your wife like goth and she's not into plants, because that might turn her, that might flip her into a plant lover, and it'll just whet the appetite, so to speak. And you know, then she'll start to take more interest into different varieties, and she may appreciate more what you've got growing on. It's all about manipulating things. So there's a way to get her into plants. It's like converting people into a cult. There's a way, you just have to know how. What is up, Growin' Mo? Thanks so much for hanging out. Appreciate the good vibes. Appreciate you all for being here. Yeah, Crow. What I always say is, you guys make fun of me now. Wait till the world is over. Then come find me, because I'm going to be the first person you're going to need. Unless I can't figure out my pH and all that crap, then go find somebody else that can grow better than I can. Main Dad, I'm gonna look it up right now on my other device and find it for you. We're so Amway salespeople. LOL. I wouldn't hold my breath, but I am of the thought it is good for spouse to have separate hobbies. 100%. You know what? Opposites attract, Bernie, and you can embrace the differences while sharing similarities in other ways, right? Let me find this girl for you, because she is so worth following. Ugh, the Gothic, I forget what it's called. I think it was the Gothic Gardener. No, I'm gonna have to find it for you guys. Man, she's all over. She's popular on Instagram too, but I'm gonna find it, and I think I'm following her. It's the coolest garden I've seen. Well, not the coolest, but anyways, I'll have to find her and I will share it with you guys when I do. If you find a lady who gardens with you, cherish it. Yes. Well, I guess everyone has their different hobbies that they can share in with a spouse or friends or a partner or whatever. But well, gardening is something that once you get bit, it's hard to resist. That's why I'm saying, Bernie, there's a way to get her into it. Oh my gosh, Main Dad, come on. there's other people with very cool gardens. Mine, I in no way or form have the coolest garden. I definitely have a ways to go, but I will one day, because like I said, I'm very competitive. I will have the coolest garden, just not yet, but it's coming. Watch out. All right, so gosh, I talked so much today. I'm so sorry, you guys. All right. The green tower, every day I say this, but I'm telling you, this fan and the timer has really made things pop off. This romaine lettuce was just transplanted last Monday, so not this past Monday, last Monday, and we got roots. And other than the potential lack of light issue, we've got growth. The parsley is doing well. I harvested so much yesterday. I made, oh, it was pretty good, hot, loaded roasted potatoes. So it's kind of like a fry supreme, but instead of fries, it's just like pieces of potato. And then it had like ground beef, tomatoes from the garden, Chinese 5-color pepper from the garden, parsley from the garden, cheese from the, no, but cheese. It was so freaking good. All right, so I have your prepping for the build of the secret garden, LOL. You know, when I was a kid, that used to be one of my favorite books or story. Was it a book or a story? I don't know, but it used to be my favorite, and I used to always go to the park, pretend it was my secret garden. So this really is my secret garden. What up, Audi? Thank you for hanging out. The cucumbers, I'm actually gonna probably get them in the buckets this weekend, so that they can, because once they go in the buckets, they'll just take off. Everything else is doing okay. We do have some leaking. That was from prior to me putting on the timer. So I'm gonna clean this up, and we're gonna see how putting the water on a timer affects the leakage and algae / the staining from the nutrients. How is the strawberry tower turning out? Well, Bernie, we were supposed to work on that today, but I haven't shut up yet. I don't know if we'll get to it, but not good. I dropped the ball. Thank you so much, Crow, for hanging out. Appreciate you. So yeah, the tomatoes have already grown back since I cut them. Peppers, I'm gonna harvest these. Well, not this one, but I'm gonna harvest this one down here today. I've got tomatoes grow. I was like, what? Tomato on a pepper plant? But those are hanging down from these. I got so much new growth on these tomatoes. These peppers are crazy now. They're much bigger and much healthier. So this was our first run. And if you guys don't believe that I've improved my gardening game, this is the proof, because these are doing so much better. And we've got fruit growing, little baby peppers, some bigger than others. And I think we officially have the first eggplant growing. So this one is our flower here. And so what was happening on my last grow was this stem where the flower is on was so thin, and over time it would just fall right off the flower, or fall right off the plant. Whereas what happened after I pollinated, the stem got thicker, and every day it's been getting thicker, and it's not showing signs of it's not showing signs of falling off. And it's hard to see, but if I lift the plant, you can see we have an eggplant growing. Our first eggplant. All right, what I'm also lost. I'm trying to like read. Who was that again? Yes, the book, and there's a movie. Who was that again? Who is who? I am who. Who's on for what? You need an old skin key to hang on your garden tent door. LOL. We're talking about the secret garden with regard to the key, but I don't know, Fred or / Grow, who was who again? Everything is looking so full now. I haven't stopped in a few streets. Holy moly. Oh, Audi, we've been working on it, but it's a constant, it's a process. So thank you for saying that. But yes, the eggplant have taken off, the peppers have taken off, and then, so this pepper plant now has officially like bounced back. All these plants are doing so much better. We went from all the leaves were kind of like this, and now everything is looking nicer. You guys are so funny. And then I have my, obviously, Chinese 5-color pepper. We've got a lot of new growth on the tomatoes here. Didn't have a chance to harvest those yesterday. Honestly, I had so many. I still have a full thing of tomatoes. I don't know what I'm going to do with all of it, but flowers on just 2 plants. So just for perspective, you guys, this is like 10 plants all this way, and this is just 2. And look how much better they're doing. So much more fruit, so many more flowers, just better looking overall and much bulkier. I keep forgetting to bring my measuring tape down, but there's no way this has not grown. This is the watermelon and it is popping. Got all our flowers, which I'm gonna harvest shortly. I know I said I was gonna do that yesterday. I was explaining to you guys how seeds get produced. So we are going to leave this on the stem or on the plant. What happens with dahlias is this here will close back up once the bud starts to dry up, and it'll kind of turn into a closed pod. And for an extended period of time, if it stays closed, it'll start the seed production process. And then if the environment isn't too humid and it's not too moist, and outdoors, rain is a challenge because then it gets moldy inside and this can't complete being produced. But we're going to collect seeds from this. So eventually, I think it takes 2 to 3 weeks. Then you pick off the pod and you open it up in your hand and you get about, I don't know, like 20 to 30 seeds. It's pretty cool. Strawberry plant, whatever I've been doing with the nutrients in the last 2 days is helping because I finally have flowers. I had so much stagnation with this plant. It wasn't producing, and now look at these flowers. I've been showing you guys this plant every day for the last several weeks, and I haven't had really any flowers or anything new to show you with it. And now we're doing better. So we do have strawberries. They're just super small and they're still soft, so we gotta harvest those, get those off. This isn't the correct environment for strawberries. And then I had clones going, but I screwed that up, and so because of the lack of nutrients, it's not producing runners the way it should. So I got to get back on track. So we're working towards that, but I get overwhelmed. Like, there's so many things to focus on. Oh my God, Audi, that is so nice. Just in case the live chat replay, because sometimes it doesn't work. You may or may not get often, and you may not necessarily know me, but I want to let you know that I'm very proud of you and very thankful to have come across your channel and the info that you share. Thank you so much for saying that. A lot of you guys that watch have said that or something similar or shared that sentiment, and wow, I am, that is so kind of you to say. Thank you so much. Thank you. That I really appreciate that. You guys are so kind. It makes sharing my journey enjoyable because I see that people find value, and it just creates connection, and I love connecting with people in this community. So thank you so much for saying that. I hope to continue to share some more valuable information as well as good vibes with you guys. So thank you guys for watching, and thank you for saying that. I really appreciate it. So yeah, that concludes the tent tour. But yeah, I don't know if this is because I'm recently adding in all this nutrients now. I don't know what's going on, but we've got something happening here. Anyways, so yeah, things are looking great, and I got to work on it. You know, there was a period of time I'm not getting too comfortable with the way the second system looks, because I know that it's not gonna last long. It's gonna be a matter of time before I'm gonna have to modify things again to accommodate the new growth stage of the plant. So I had that moment with the first bucket system where everything was perfect, and I was so happy and on such a high that I kind of got complacent, and I wasn't thinking ahead of like, okay, what should I be doing next to make sure that my plants can transition smoothly into the next growth stage. And so now I've learned that it's also like you can't rest in your garden. You've constantly got to know what's coming next. And so that's what I'm learning how to identify, or that's what I'm learning to identify, is what's coming next. But just as I'm talking to you guys, this leaf has my attention here. Look at the size of this pepper leaf. It's so big. So that is an improvement for sure. And Audi, just to add to what you said, I'm so glad that I've met all of you guys. I don't even know some of you people personally, and I mean you people with the utmost respect. You know, I don't even know you guys, but I feel like I know you guys better than a lot of people that I've known for years. Yeah, it's like you guys are like friends, you know? It's awesome. So thank you for that. Fred says my zinnias are up already 3 days. Awesome. Low calcium and high nitrogen is causing strawberries to be soft. Yes, I got to get them in their own system. But I did learn something today, so I'm trying to go back to like basics in terms of nutrients and how it affects your plants. And I was looking at a video that was just really breaking it down. So now I've learned that nitrogen is, because I think it could be an environmental thing. I think it could be the humidity and the heat, because I've learned that nitrogen plays the biggest role in making your plants grow vigorously in terms of foliage and have very green, lush looking foliage. So that's nitrogen. The phosphorus and potassium is for flowering, but what is for the quality of the fruit? I guess the calcium. Thank you. You most definitely deserve the recognition you have earned. Thank you so much, Audi. That is so kind. And you know what? I agree, and I'm the same way. You got to let people know when you appreciate them and what they're doing, because it can really make their, you know, right now I'm feeling a little knocked down because I'm going through a bit of a learning curve, and it makes me realize, okay, maybe I shouldn't be on lives every day preaching about what I'm doing because I don't know what I'm doing. But then feedback like that, just like, thank you. But I will say, having a garden is the most humbling experience ever. I am humbled. Law minimum. Okay, I'm gonna have to learn that because I know minimum information about that. What's up, Pro Pyro? Welcome, welcome. Happy Thursday. All right, so I'm just cutting off some of the dead leaves on my strawberry plant here. We're gonna take off these root balls off the runners. Law of tolerance, LOL. You know what these lives have become? I'm laughing because it's like my 1 hour therapy session where I talk to you guys about all my all my problems, and then I show off my garden to feel good about myself, and then I pretend to do a little bit of work. And that's literally my format. So I'm glad you guys enjoy. Your stream is part of everyone's morning and a great place to hang out and watch your progress. Thanks so much, Main Dad. AKA also listen to my problems and listen to me bitch and complain. Good afternoon, Colton. Happy Thursday. All right. I dropped the ball on my clones. I was using a root ball to clone my strawberry plants, and I totally dropped the ball. Even though the runners are still growing, they didn't produce roots because, I'll say it again, totally dropped the ball. I let the sponge dry, and yeah. So we're gonna try again, but first I'm going kind of, I guess, give the plant a break. An organism's growth is limited by the nutrient that is in the shortest supply. Got it. Oh, that makes sense. The law of minimum. Oh my gosh, you guys, I've learned so much today. Like normally when I do the dishes or when I'm busy doing something, sometimes I walk in the background just to make the time go by faster, like folding laundry, dishes, like, I don't know, I guess house chores. But yesterday and today it was all educational videos. I'm like, no, you have to learn. Don't take therapy from a room full of crazies. I'm not crazy. My doctor even gave me paperwork saying I'm doing better. Oh my gosh, you guys, I keep referencing Laurel and Hardy, but it's a classic. You know the episode where he's like, I'm better now? That's what it reminds me of. So, law of survival. Don't say much to a lady with scissors. You got that right. At least this is virtual. I can't do anything violent with these. The only person that's going to get hurt with scissors in my hand is myself. Because we all know I am clumsy. So yeah, I've never had a strawberry plant get to this point, but the goal is to fill the tower with mature plants of size so that it'll cover the surface area of the tower and prevent water or prevent light from permeating through. Man, I totally effed this up. So not only did I feel like I wasted the runner. I don't know if it'll still root because it's all like dry here. I let the sponge dry out and I forgot about it. And we kind of had roots growing and the leaves are still green and the fruit is still being produced. It's a little bit of a weird shape, but yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna leave it and see what happens and maybe we can still use it. Your strawberries look so good. I dropped the ball on mine. The thing is, they might look good, but they're not. That's the beauty of it. Showing all, whether it be good, the bad, the ugly, will reach and are more than merely showing their perfection. Yeah, that's the whole thing, is it's so far from perfect. So, you know, I could post a video with my beautiful trees and nothing next to it to scale to show you guys the actual size of the strawberries, but first of all, these strawberries are so freaking small. I need like 5 of them to make 1 strawberry worth. And they're mushy. They're not I mean, I'm sure you can eat them and I haven't gotten sick, but they're not edible. Like, they're not a good product. So even though the plant looks good, it's not useless to me right now. I need to, at least it's fruiting. At least we got that far. I've never even gotten a strawberry plant that was flowering before. So this is the farthest we've gotten. That's why I'm so excited about the eggplant, because the eggplant is the exact same journey. Grew plants for several months, never got fruit. So Bernie, keep trying. Don't give up. I didn't know you can clone strawberry plants. One of the easiest to clone, Audi. I thought the only way to get more strawberry plants was to either chop off after they produce their own roots just from seed. Yeah, so what I do is I root the root, and once it produces roots, I clip it and I separate it from the mother plant, and then I plant it in its own vessel. Hash would be a really good tip about your strawberry, about the nitrogen and calcium. Giant dark green pepper leaf is from high nitrogen. Strawberries propagate on their own. We hang solo cups on the side and let roots grow directly in the cup. Yeah, it's so much easier. That's why I want to get it in the tower. That's why I put my clone in the grow tower, so that the runner, thanks for reminding me, Doyle. That's why I put the clone in the tower, because as soon as runners start growing, I treat the foam collars like soil, and I just put the runner in the foam collar, and then roots produce, and once the roots develop, you could just clip it and separate it. They're ever-bearing. Main Dad, some straw mulch underneath the plants can help deter the berry rot. Yeah, we've tried different ways also to clone strawberries. I tried it with a root ball and a saturated sponge, and I also tried it with what's it called? Just water. Straight up water. Okay, so I've neglected the strawberry plant. We have a lot of decomposing strawberries on the plant. There's just, I'm telling you guys, this garden is like full time. I'm gonna spend all my time, like I spent all day in here the last couple of days, like the entire day, and still haven't completed keeping everything under control. But the plant, we have some new growth. So this was happening all over the place before, but like I said, this plant has been stagnant, but now it's doing better. So I don't know. I also haven't been pollinating it. For those of you that don't know, indoor strawberries are like the eggplant. They have to be hand pollinated, even though they have both components within the same flower. They need like a manual intervention in order for the pollen to be transferred properly. And so that could also be why I'm getting a smaller fruit. And I told you guys, I bought sketchy seeds. I thought I was buying organic, non-GMO, Albion seeds, Albion strawberries. And I bought them off Etsy. And the shop was reputable, like they had good reviews and stuff. But then when I got the seeds, it was just like a no label, weird. It just said strawberries. I was like, okay, and it was in a Ziploc bag, so I don't freaking know. What's up, Mia? Good afternoon. Happy Thursday. Hope you're having a great week so far. I haven't even wished you guys a great week or a great day so far. I've been so preoccupied with all the stuff that's in my head from what I've learned this morning and yesterday. But yeah, it's like I had this, I put off setting up the pulse for so long because I just didn't feel ready to learn anything new because I had just finished, I don't know, starting my run and everything was doing so well and growing things I haven't tried before and getting hand pollination right. And that I put that off for so long, and then when I finally did it, now I feel like I need a break from that learning curve. But here we go again. It never ends. I mean, it's a good thing. Learning is a privilege, so I'm glad it never ends. It's just, it's a lot. clean it up a little bit. We've got a lot of like dead stuff. That's what I realized also about my tomatoes. If you don't keep that clean and clear that out, you're preventing proper airflow. So it's important to constantly take a look at your plant, prune if needed, and so yeah, now I can't put things off. I have to keep going. When things get complicated, I get avoidant, but with the garden, you can't do that. Well, I mean, you can, but then you'll just waste a lot of time. But like some of the strawberries look bigger than others, and I wonder if it's the pollination. Like this one, I mean, I'm not saying it by any means, but it is twice the size, or maybe, yeah, I would say twice the size of the one next to it right here. So I don't know. They look like wild strawberries to me. Cloudberry seeds? I don't know what cloudberry is. Yeah, seeds in a paper towel. Do you know how many zinnia seeds I ordered this year? And I was so freaking disappointed. That's why I love the flowers so much, because they're actually legit seeds. You know what you're getting. There are even seed companies that are like that, where, well, it's not sketchy, but the seed itself and the product is kind of sketchy. Like, I swear they just went to like a wild strawberry patch, grabbed some seeds, and now they're selling them, and I got freaking duped. And the joke's on me, because I'm here trying to make a whole strawberry tower out of these stupid rinky-dink field or wild strawberries, whatever the F they're called. They're like a reverse raspberry, come in red and turn. Ooh, that is so cool. You know what I want to do? I want to mix the yellow tower. I don't want to just do strawberries. I want to do pine berries. You guys know, anybody know about pine berries? They're like a pink strawberry and they taste like pineapple. They're pretty good. Okay, well, right now I'm just harvesting the the decomposing berries that I forgot to clean up on the plant. And because the thing is I can't harvest these and enjoy them, so then I forget, and they got decomposing on the plant, which probably isn't great for the plant. So it's like, if I can barely take care of one strawberry plant, how am I going to manage a whole tower? I guess we'll find out. Stay tuned, you guys. Flip you guys around here. What's up, Poker Puff? Thanks for hanging out. You guys, almost Friday. We almost made it through the week. I'm looking forward to the weekend, because that should be around the time when I start to notice the effects of all the work I did in the garden the last few days. I've made so many changes. That's one thing I need to be careful with, is I'm notorious for making too many changes at a time, and then I just screw things up. Yes, TGIF. What's everybody got planned for the weekend? I am just gonna work in the garden. Now I'm like, now that I'm back in it and I'm learning something, I'm like addicted. I'm just gonna like sit by my res and constantly test the pH until I figure it out. Like, I've already been in the grow tent all morning, just constantly checking things because I'm trying to learn it. But yeah, I don't know how I'm going to, yeah, this strawberry's still soft. I should, but it's large compared to the other ones. I'm gonna taste it. It's still white on the inside. It tastes good, but it doesn't taste ready. It's white. It's not right, like it's not, but man, those are gonna be so good. Where did I buy my bucket system? I bought it directly from a hydroponics system manufacturer overseas. Alright, well, I mean, other than that, she's looking good. I just got to get this fruit in shape so that it doesn't ripen so fast. Like, it's, I don't even know if you'd call it ripening, because it's not even ripening. It's just, I don't know, turning red. My strawberries have a boron deficiency, so the berries look all mutated. Oh, okay, I didn't even know that could be a thing. See, that's what I mean is I need to look at every plant I'm growing. I should probably be studying the plant first, at least the overall, like what it requires during different growth stages before growing it. But I'm just like, nah, let's just try it and see. And if we fail, then we fail. What's up? Yeah, this is his alter ego. I could tell Colton didn't know who it was. Anyways, so we're gonna get there eventually, you guys. There's a lot of things. We're about to enter unknown territory right now. We're still in it with the strawberry. We still got the eggplant to do and figure out. There's a lot that I haven't achieved yet that we're like in the thick of it right now. So we're gonna see what happens. It's gonna be an interesting next few weeks to see if we can get the strawberries in better shape and the eggplant growing. I mean, even the watermelon, like I kind of gave up on the watermelon. I put too much responsibility on the melon. I said, you know what? It's all on you now because I'm not doing anything to fix you anymore. Have fun in nature. Thanks so much for hanging out. Hello from Montana. Cool. Oh my gosh, Montana's so beautiful. I'd love to go there. All right. Oh, we got, see? It's like everywhere, every time I check again, I find a couple of more decomposing strawberries. Reservoir temperature causes root rot. Decomposition of roots releases acids, and the presence of bacteria can also lead to pH swings. That's probably one of my biggest problems right now. But I don't know if you caught the top end of the live hash, Olio. I did have my frozen water bottles today. All right, we're gonna just harvest some flowers to close out the live. And that's it. I talked your guys' ear off today. I promise tomorrow's gonna be doing some fun stuff. Less talking, more doing. I just, I like to talk. All right, so these are gonna go bye-bye. These are last week's. We're gonna replace it with fresh water. I still have another task to do, Bernie, so knowing me, I'll probably be on for like another freaking hour. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just gonna harvest some flowers. Have you used HydroGuard? No. What is that? HydroGuard is for the roots, right? To keep them clean, white, healthy, all those things. I try not to use, but the thing is, all this is going out the window now. if I now that I know that it's a synthetic fertilizer, I will, or a hybrid or whatever it's called, now now maybe I can consider using things like HydroGuard, because my concern was chemicals. But yeah. All right, so just gonna get this with water. We're gonna pick the flowers, and I'm gonna sign off. All right. Yellow Skunk Farms. Your ears must have been ringing. Welcome. Happy Thursday. If you guys haven't already, go check out this guy's garden. It's just wow. HydroGuard from Botanicare. Hash knows a lot. Hash, do you do this for a living? Do you, like, who are you? All right, I'm gonna, where are my scissors? All right, so I've got a bunch of them here. Number one, we got a few of them. I mean, a lot of you guys know so much. I'm grateful that you tune and give me so much information. Like I said, you guys are my greatest resource. All right, so this is giving me motivation to try growing ginger, similar root system. I also want to do, like, how awesome would it be to have garlic? All right. There it is. Oh my gosh, these smell so strong. Usually, I feel like dahlias usually don't smell, but these do. So there they are. They're so cool looking, but it's interesting. Maybe it's because I switched up the nutrients, but now they're less pink, more yellow. Oh, you know what it could be? The colors fade. The more they get pollinated, the colors fade. And so I think because I've added more air circulation, maybe they're pollinating themselves more, and the colors are fading, but they're very cool. These ones are more yellow, but maybe they're not developed yet. And yeah, they're almost like leopard print or something. I don't know how to describe it. Does anyone know if it's also referred to as variegation, if it's on the petals of a flower versus a leaf? Anyways, guys, that's it for today. A whole lot of talking and not much else. Something in my eye. Ow. Sorry, something's like stabbing my eye. Great White. I use Orca, which is the liquid version of Great White. Also has the same bennies as HydroGuard. As soon as I get off this live, what is HydroGuard? How do you use it and where do you get it? Thanks so much, Pro Pyro. It is a beautiful flower. All right, guys, that is it for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Honestly, you guys are the best. I appreciate you. And come find me tomorrow. We are going to get going with the orange tower. We're going to get net pots, foam collars. We're going to fill it. We're going to get things going because we have new seeds coming, or new seedlings coming that need to get in their next home. So that's it, everybody. Come find me tomorrow. Have an awesome day, and sending you all positive vibes, and thank you guys for being here. And don't forget to smash the like button on your way out. Hash oleo, I remember you mentioning it before. I've heard of it. Thanks. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern time. Bye, everybody.